All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a mystery today, one that's hiding in plain sight in our modern lives. See, we're all told that success is about being independent, right? About making it on your own. But if that's the whole story, why is it that the people who seem truly, deeply at peace all seem to point to something else entirely?
So this is the big paradox, isn't it? Our whole culture celebrates the lone wolf, the person who doesn't need anyone. And yet, that profound sense of, I'm okay, I'm safe, it seems to come from the exact opposite. It's this pattern that just shows up again and again. So what is this thing? What's this force that's so much more powerful than the goals we're told to chase?
And, your first thought might be, well, it's got to be money, right? Financial security, that's huge. But the research is really clear on this one. Money can make you comfortable, for sure, but it's not the source of this deep, internal calm we're talking about.
Okay, so if it's not money, maybe it's status. Achievements, being respected, getting all the likes and awards. But nope, it's not that either. You can literally be at the very top of your game and still go home at the end of the day feeling like something is fundamentally missing.
This is it. This is the thing, the common thread, the secret ingredient that people with that true sense of peace keep coming back to, is the simple, incredibly powerful feeling of having someone waiting for you, someone whose presence just says, it's okay, you can rest now.
So to really get this, we've got to go back, like way back. This isn't some new age wellness trend. This need is hardwired into our human history. It's a core part of our survival blueprint. And when you look across history, it's everywhere. For our earliest ancestors, getting back to the tribe wasn't just a nice social event, it was literally life or death. Fast forward to ancient Rome, you've got philosophers saying that having a bunch of money with no one to share it with is its own kind of poverty. And even in the chaos of the Industrial Revolution, that idea of coming home became this vital anchor. The pattern is just undeniable. But then, somewhere along the way, we completely flipped the script. We went from seeing interdependence, needing each other as a core human strength, to celebrating this idea of radical self-sufficiency. We started telling ourselves this story that needing someone is a weakness, instead of, a fundamental part of being human. And honestly, this is where a lot of our modern problems really start.
Okay, so we've looked at history. Now let's get even more fundamental. Let's look at our own biology. Because this need isn't just cultural, it is stamped into our brains from the moment we are born.
The key idea here, the scientific term for it, is regulation. And it's not as complicated as it sounds. Think about a baby. When a caregiver is just there, consistently, that baby's nervous system learns a crucial lesson. The world is a safe place. This has nothing to do with romance, it's pure biology. The presence of another human being literally tells our body, hey, you can lower your defenses, you can relax.
And that early experience, it basically builds a blueprint for the rest of your life. The data shows that adults who had that consistent presence when they were little are just better at handling stress. They bounce back from failure faster, and they're way less likely to suffer from chronic loneliness. It literally sets the foundation for your whole emotional world.
And that brings us right up to today, to where things started to break. What happens when this absolutely fundamental need isn't being met in a world that is supposedly more connected than ever before?
I mean, just look at this number. It's staggering. Study after study has shown that the health risk of being chronically lonely is the same as or even worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This is not just a feeling. This is a full-blown public health crisis that has serious physical consequences.
In this chart, this really paints the picture of the strange paradox we're living in. We have more digital connections than at any point in human history, an all-time high. And yet, global loneliness is also at a record high. More of us are living alone than ever before. We've somehow created a world of constant, superficial contact that has left us feeling more alone than ever.
And this right here is such a critical distinction. The real problem isn't just the physical fact of being alone. It's the emotional state of feeling unwitnessed. It's that feeling that all your hard work, your struggles, your little wins, they're all happening in a vacuum. No one sees it. No one acknowledges it. That is the feeling that really grinds you down.
Okay, so let's bring it all home. Let's solve the mystery we started with. We've been chasing this ideal of independence, and what we found instead was isolation. So what's the real answer we've been searching for all along?
There's this quote from the source material that it absolutely nails it. We think what we want is more freedom, a life with no attachments. But what our bodies, what our nervous systems are actually screaming for is the safety and security of a return, a person or a place that just feels like home.
And just look at how we've been trying to fix this ache. We chase public likes and followers on social media when what we really need is private listening and presence from one person. We're sold this idea of self-love as a solo project, when what we're built for is the reality of a community. We push ourselves towards hyper-independence when our entire biology is screaming for true belonging. Our modern fixes are treating the wrong symptoms.
So, when we say someone is waiting for you, it's really important to know what that actually means. It's not passive, it's not about sitting by the door. It's an active thing. It means holding space for someone without jumping in to fix their problems. It means being consistent. You don't have to be perfect, just there. And maybe most importantly, it's about offering your presence without demanding that they be on or productive.
All right, so as we wrap this up, if you remember nothing else from our little journey today, remember these 3 things. 1. Independence, when it's pushed too far, just turns into plain old isolation. 2. Success, no matter how big, only really feels meaningful when you have someone to share the story of your day with. And 3. That simple act of being awaited is one of the most powerful and positive things you can do for your nervous system.
And all of this brings us to one final, essential question. It's a question for you. It's one thing to understand all this stuff intellectually, but it's another thing entirely to feel it in your life. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. Who is waiting for you? And, maybe just as important, who are you waiting for? The answer might just be the key to that peace we're all looking for.